What are the best and worst red light therapy devices for traveling? Well, in this video, I'll be ranking 13 different red light therapy device types on a tier list from S for super down to F for fail. And I'll be scoring these devices based on 4 metrics. First is portability. How easy is it to travel with the device, factoring in size and durability? Second is therapeutic performance. Is it putting out a good amount of light in the right wavelengths in a suitable coverage area? Third is ease of use. How easy is it to use? Is it battery powered? Is it comfortable to use? And then we have value. Is it well priced for what it is? And is this price okay for a traveling specific device? Okay, so first up we have a wall panel. A panel with 200 to 300 LEDs, think the Biomax 600 or the Roho Therapy Refine 900. Now, of course, these aren't very portable at all. They're heavy, they take up a lot of space, especially when boxed up. And though they are a great value for money and treat a large area of the body at a good wavelength and intensity, practically, you're not really going to travel with one of these unless you have a large luggage allowance and maybe you're going somewhere for at least a month. So because of the size, I'm putting them in D tier. Next, we have the Chroma IronForge. Now, this is a very powerful handheld device. Though you need to connect it to the mains, it is easy to use, and because of its high power output, it's not only good for treating one particular area, but you can move it around and treat the whole body in, say, a 30-minute session. Price-wise, it is on the higher side. Though it is handheld, it's still a bulky device and it weighs a lot. Though saying this, I've often traveled with this device, so I'm going to put it in B tier. Now we have something a lot more portable. This is the Weber Medical Endolight. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's a laser device that works on blood irradiation. The light photons are going into the blood flowing through the wrist. Now, this is obviously very portable. It comes with a nice little carry case. You can be walking around with it, no issues there. And the science behind such a device is credible. Even better, not only does it use red light, it's also putting out amber and blue and green light. And it's very easy to use. Though I would be a little bit nervous of using this out in public. Some people may think you have a tracking device on you, but in the comfort of your hotel room, it's going to be great. The main downside with the Endolight is the price. It is very expensive, and you could replicate a device like this with some of the other devices I'll be mentioning. But other than price, this is a really good device for travelers. So I'm going to put it in the B tier as well. Hey, really quick, I've done reviews on all of the devices mentioned in this video. So if you want to check any of them out, I'll put links to them down below. And also be sure to hit the like button and subscribe while you're down there. Okay, now we have red light therapy torches. I have here the block blue light torch. Light Path LED also have a really good torch. Now, the great thing about these devices is they are very portable. You can easily slip them into a carry-on bag, even your pocket, and they're quite durable as well. Of course, they're battery powered, and surprisingly, they put out a lot of energy for a small device. And price-wise, they're not too expensive either. I guess the only downside is the coverage area, but hey, they're perfect for spot treating a problematic area into a shoulder joint, your face for instance, or you could just use them like the Weber Medical device and irradiate the blood for 10-15 minutes a day. So I think these are great for travel. I travel with them, and I'm going to put them in the A tier. All right, now we have the full body panels. The Block Blue Light Ultimate Roho Refine 3600. These things are giant. Now, these are amazing for home use, but practically from a traveling point of view, it's not going to happen. They're simply too big. Even if you're traveling by van, it's just going to take up too much space. So F tier for the body panels. Next, we have red light therapy masks. Now, if you're thinking a mask is only suitable for the face, you're wrong. You see, there's 2 types of masks. There are the hard shell masks, and then there are what I call soft shell masks. These are made of silicone. These are very flexible, very rugged, and it makes them very traveler friendly, especially because they're battery powered. Now, the thing I like about these masks is they're effectively a small red light therapy pad, meaning you can very easily use them on your shoulder, on your chest, even wrapped around your wrist for the blood irradiation benefits. And I've reviewed a lot of masks, 25 I think, and if you check out my mask shopping tool, you'll see that some of them were very, very powerful. The Maysama Prana mask, for instance, was putting out over 70 milliwatts of light irradiance. Even better, this mask has red light, near-infrared light, and some blue light in there. So if you use this on your body, you're going to get good light penetration into the skin, into the body. Combine all of this with the simplicity of ease of use, and best of all, the price. You can pick some of these masks up for $300 or $400. Personally, I think a red light therapy mask, if it's a soft shell design and puts out a lot of power, I think it's the perfect travel device. And that's why I'm going to go all out and put it in the S tier. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Okay, so we've looked at a lot of red light therapy panels, but what about the smaller tabletop panels? Hygge does a good one, infrared as well. Some of these panels are only 50 to say 100 LEDs. Maybe they have built-in stands and they come in at a really good price point. Well, because of the smaller size, they would be okay for traveling. They're still quite heavy and do take up a decent amount of space, but there's no reason why you couldn't fit one in your suitcase. I've done it before on my trips. They also put out a large amount of energy in all the right wavelengths and surprisingly have a good coverage area. But of course, they're not completely portable. You do need to plug them in. And though it would fit in this suitcase, you want to package it really well. The internals on these devices are a little bit delicate. So though they tick a lot of boxes from a traveling point of view, for this reason, I'm going to leave them in the B tier. Okay, what about a handheld mini panel? The Mito Red Mito Mobile, for instance. This is a device that I've had for a long time. I swear by it when traveling. I think it's great. And my wife and I use it in our homes a lot as well. You see, these things are very portable. They're battery powered. They don't have moving parts, so they're a lot more durable than, say, a tabletop panel. They put out a good amount of light, all the right wavelengths, and you can pick them up for a couple $100s. I'm tempted to put them in the S tier, but because the size is only maybe a quarter or a fifth of a good red light therapy mask, I'm going to drop them down into A tier. Still, these make very good devices for travel and for home use. Okay, now we have a handheld laser device. I've reviewed one of these. These things are portable, battery powered, and they put out a ton of energy, making them great for deep tissue treatment, joints, or even brain treatments. Again, it's a device that I've personally traveled with. However, because the light is very concentrated and very powerful, it's not really a general red light therapy device. It's very purpose built. If you are suffering from a deep tissue injury or you've had a joint operation, then sure, I'd be traveling with one of these. But for most people, it's probably overkill. So into C tier it goes. What about the Kineon Move Plus Pro? Again, another device that I've traveled with, and I often throw one of these pods into my carry-on when traveling long distance. It's very portable, battery powered, very rugged. They're easy to use. It puts out all the right wavelengths at a surprisingly good power output for its size. However, the size is of course the downside. Sure, if you suffer from cold sores or you have a particular skin problem, they're going to be great, but good luck using this to treat sunburn on your back after a long day at the beach. I really do like them for travel, but I think a torch is better, and that's why the Kineon Move Plus Pro will be in B tier. Okay, what about a red light therapy body mat? This is like the Hygge one I reviewed a while ago. These are becoming very popular, mainly for home users though. When I reviewed one of these a year or two ago, I did say that people could use them for traveling, though they do take up a lot of size and are quite heavy. So it's not that suitable for flying. If you're traveling by car and you have the space, sure, you are going to be able to treat the full body. But because of the bulk and also because of the price, I'm putting them in C tier. Okay, now we have another extreme. I had to include this. These are red light therapy beds. The Nova Thor Mito red light bed. Now you may be thinking, why even talk about these? Because no one's going to travel with them, right? And that is true. However, I do know of someone who has purchased one of these to put into their holiday home. So technically it's not traveling with the device. They only use it when they are on holiday mode. Of course, you're going to need a lot of money and a lot of space, but hey, dreams are free. But the beds are going in F tier. Finally, we finish up with the Lumaflex pad. Now this pad is quite unique in that it's waterproof. It's also battery powered, puts out an okay amount of light, but because of its size and ruggedness, it's actually really good for travel. You see, one of the benefits of being waterproof means you can use it in high dust scenarios, such as at the beach or at the sports field. It's battery powered and the size, though it could be bigger, is okay, but it's still not going to be as good as a mask. However, it does tick a few boxes. Now, it's not as good as a mask. It's not as powerful, it's not as large, and from a price point of view, it's a lot more expensive. But it does tick a lot of boxes when looking for a portable red light therapy traveling device. So I'm going to put the Lumaflex into A tier. And if you want to find out about any more of these specific products, check out my full reviews down below.